Hello, who is ready to see some hot foiling today? If you don't see live up here in the corner, you're watching a replay. And today we're going to do some hot foiling. So as I start talking about it, I'm going to plug it in because it takes a little bit of time to warm up and be ready to go. So this is the hot foiling platform, and the hot foiling system is brand new from Stampin Up. Stampin Up partnered with Spellbinders. This is not a new product. So if you have one of these, please let me know, because maybe we can compare notes and we can chat about it. But this is a brand new product to me. It's a brand new product to Stampin Up, and they have, like I said, partnered with Spellbinders and come out with this brand new system. Spellbinders is going to be releasing their own new hot foiling platform that is, I think, going to look just like this. I'm not really sure what their dealio is. But this is what we have. And I have had this for, I don't know, like 2 weeks or so. And I played with it a little bit. And then I kind of put it to the side, went on a couple of vacations. And then all of a sudden, Stampin' Up! Last week said, hey, we're releasing it to your customers on Friday. And so I said, wow. I was with my girlfriends and we just spent an entire day playing with it. So I'm super excited about it. It is really, really incredible. Like I said, this is brand new to me. It's not a new system that's out on the market, but I'm excited. So let's talk about it. So I have already put this flyer, brochure type thing in the group, but I'm just going to show it to you. So I printed it out, and this is the hot foiling system. So when you purchase the hot foiling system, you get a bunch of stuff. So you get this platform, and then it's on a silicone, what would we call that? A silicone like stand. You get these plates. So this is the shim, and this is it has labels on it. This is the hot foil shim, and this is the spacer. We use these when we run it through our machine, our other machine. You get this tool. It's a magnetic tool that will pick up the hot foiling dies. And then you get this second silicone mat that what is intended is after you do your foiling, you pick up your die and you put it on this mat so that it can cool down. Okay, so these are off to the side of my spot here. So this is what comes with the machine. When you purchase this machine, you get a free craft class. Okay, the craft class is going to be in a Facebook group. It's done by Stampin' Up. They will do lots of demos. They will teach you lots of really cool things that you can do and create some projects with the hot foiling system. You get that class for free. It's a $30 value. And the class actually is live next week sometime, but it will stay, like the recording will stay in that group for like forever. Okay, so this is the actual machine, and then with it, or coordinating with it, are several different dies and stamp sets and different things. So I wanted to show you them. I don't have them all, and I don't intend on getting them all, but I do have quite a few, and probably more than I should, to be quite honest. So this is the first one here. This one right here on the left side is called Shimmering Scenes, and excuse me, it creates like this I don't know, kind of like a background set, scenery type set. And then this little thing right here is like little flowers that will foil inside like this field of flowers. Okay. And then there's also like some trees and little other bush type things. This one here is called Botanical Glow. I don't have this one, and I also don't have Botanical Glow, but I was able to play with this one, and it's pretty cool. So it's on the maybe list for me, but if you love this look, I absolutely like it's actually really cool, and I'm going to show you some artwork that I created with it. This next one here is Butterfly Flight, and at first I didn't get this one, but I ended up getting it, and it is like my second favorite. Okay, it's really cool. There's so many different things you can do with it. It has the foiling dies, cutting dies, and then masks or stencils, if you want to call it that. So what we have here is we have a foiling die, so it will do the foil, and then we have a cutting die, so it will cut it out. And then there's other coordinating things, whether it be a stencil or a stamp set that goes with it. Okay. How you tell what you get in the package is like this. So this one, for example, the gold things right here are what you're going to foil, the butterflies. And then the solid images here are going to be your cutting dies. And then this is going to be your mask. Okay. So going back up here, we have foiled images, die cut, stamps. This one here is just a foiled image. It does not have a die cut, and this is a stamp. Now, this stamp and this foiled image do not line up. They are meant to coordinate, not like be exact, okay? And I think you can kind of tell, but it is actually like this, where this stamp is a little bit bigger than the actual foiling image there, okay? And they do not line up. Then next here we have Echoes of Detail. This one is very much a grunge set. So this one is foiled images here. So it just literally foils right on your paper. And then these are stamps. So they don't, again, like line up or stamp, but they're intended to coordinate with each other. Okay. Then we have over here, Flourish and Frames. I did get this one. This one I really like because it die cuts all of these frames and they're nested. So there's a whole bunch of different like bracket shapes there. And then this other little like nameplate kind of thing. And then it has all these little foiling images that go in it. It's really cool. I played with it. And then the stamp set coordinates, but there's nothing here that like dies. So do you have to have this with this? Absolutely not. Does it like go together? Kind of. And then you can actually like stamp some of these like floral images into the brackets there. So it's pretty cool. This one is called Sweetly Sentimental. This one is, again, it's separate. So the stamps are just like a standalone. You could get that as a standalone stamp set and it would be really, really pretty. And then again, the foiling die is a bunch of little words. I have those I can show you. And then you can die cut them. Okay. And I don't actually have this one yet. I used it, but this one went on my order because it's so good. Like you can foil all these little sentiments and then you can die cut them out. And I have some here to show you because I brought like the rest of mine home with me that I used last week. But you just can, you'll end up with like a bunch of different like sentiments that you can use on your cards, which is really neat. Next up, we have a couple of backgrounds. So this one here is my #1 favorite thing. Like if you're going to get one thing, I would say the garden silhouette because it is truly magical. It just brings to life the whole entire foiling system. And then we have Swiss Dots. Swiss Dots is, I mean, it's kind of like a staple item. It's really pretty. Everybody loves a little polka dot. It's really, really tiny polka dots that you can use in backgrounds for like literally everything. And then these two are just a foil with the die cut. Oop, it's ready to go. All right, so this had to warm up. So we're going to kind of pause on those things right now. And I am not 100% ready, but it's okay if it just kind of sits there, but we're going to use the Garden Silhouette hot foil. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the foiling die. It does not cut, so it is just foiling. I'm going to put the foiling die right here on my platform and I'm going to hit the go button. And when it turns green is when I need to put my foil on there. So we have like, I don't know, a minute or so to move this stuff out of the way and get our foil ready. We have foil in 3 colors. We have silver, pink, and gold. Okay. And I labeled mine with my name because I was with my girlfriends. And then I put the color on it so it was easy to see. I'm pulling out the gold, which is probably the one that I've used most. It comes in a 5-inch roll at 5 yards. So in the box, oops, this is not the one that's open. In the box is 10 yards of foil. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it out and it's about 5 inches wide. So I'm going to cut it 6 inches long and I'm going to do that on my trimmer. And I have found that if I try to use scissors on this foil, it doesn't cut. So I'm going to try to shove it in my trimmer. I'm really trying to like do this kind of quick so that it's ready to go. I'm going to put it in my trimmer. I'm going to cut it. You can't see my whole trimmer, but you can see that I have it in there and I'm cutting it. Okay, I'm gonna put the shiny side down, so I'm gonna kiss the die. Okay, so I'm gonna put my shiny side down on there, and then, oh, I've got my fan on, so it's, it might not stay. And then I'm gonna pull in cardstock. So it's green, it's ready to foil, but I need cardstock. So, oh, Jen, what did you do with your cardstock? I didn't cut any. All right, what did I do with it? Oh, it rolled away. Ah, the joys of going live. I put cardstock here somewhere, you guys, or maybe not. Oh, there it is. Okay, it was close to my desk, but not on it. I'm gonna use Secret C. So we're just gonna like let this sit here for a second because it's not going anywhere. I'm gonna cut this at 5 inches wide and 6 inches tall to go on here. Okay, let's try this again. We're gonna put this here. We're gonna put the foil kissing down. Okay, then I want my dark side down because that's what's gonna be foiled. And I haven't done this with a fan blowing yet, so this is interesting. It is hot, so I don't really want to like hold it too much. Okay, there we go. It's in place. Now, we've got to move some stuff out of the way, everybody. I have to put my shim. So I'm going to put my green shim, and then I'm going to put my spacer. And now I'm ready to foil. So I can unplug it, and I have to bring in my Stamp Cut and Emboss machine, and it's quite big. And I'm going to roll it through. Now, I'm just going to put it right on there, and I'm going to roll slowly. So this is how it works. You roll slowly. So slower than you would do a die cut. Like sometimes your die cuts, you just kind of, you know, roll really fast. But you're going to kind of go a little slower than you would a die cut. Okay, it's all the way through. I'm going to pull it out and put it back on my little silicone mat. We're going to move that back out of the way. And I'm going to pull this off, and you're going to see the magic. Okay, are you ready for this? Here's my foil and my cardstock, and I'm going to peel it very slowly for you. Voila! Isn't that gorgeous? So it's gold on Secret C. So cool. Okay, now I can take my magnetic tool, and I'm going to, this die is very heavy, so the magnetic tool doesn't work totally well. And I'm going to put it over here on this silicone mat that is completely covered with a bunch of other things so that it can cool off. All right. If I wanted to foil again, I have to repeat that process. So I would have to plug it back in, let it warm up, and then literally do that whole process again. It's a little bit faster the second time. They say it's about 7 minutes from plugging it in cold, which mine was cold. I haven't foiled with this machine in a couple weeks. I was using a different machine when I was with my girlfriends, but it's about 7 minutes from cold to ready. And then you put your die down, and then your foil, and then your cardstock, and it's about another minute or two until it goes to green. When it goes to green is when you can run it through your machine. Now, this one was designed to work with the Stampin' Up! Cut Emboss machine. If you don't have this, can you use this hot foil platform? And the consensus, I don't know the 100% answer, but the consensus has been no, because this platform is, and it's all about the size of your platform. And, but this platform is like 6¼ inches is what I have heard. I haven't measured it. And our Stampin' Cut Emboss machine is made for this. Okay. And Stampin' Up! And Spellbinders made this product to go into our machine. So, I mean, doesn't that make business sense, right? That they would make something that goes into our machine. Now, what am I going to do with this? I am going to keep this because I can show you something. I don't know if I have it close by, and I don't think I did anything made a project with it, but I can adhere this to, let's say I take an adhesive sheet and I can adhere it with an adhesive sheet to cardstock, and look, now I have the negative that I can do something with and I have the foiled image. So how cool would that be, right? To use both of them. So once you're done foiling, don't throw this away because you can use this on a different project. Okay. So let me show you a couple of things that I have foiled, and then we'll get back to the rest of that flyer. So this is gold on Secret Sea. This one is silver on Secret Sea. Okay, but I foiled silver on Secret Sea, but I accidentally foiled on the light side. So this was my first one that I ever did right here. So now you can see the difference. This is light, this is dark, this is silver, this is gold. Okay. And then my second project I did was the pink on black. And oh my God, I love that look. So pink on black, and then I made just a quick and easy little card. Okay. Like I said, this is my favorite foil die, or foil. Yeah, it's called a foiling die. It is the garden silhouette. Then I did gold on white cardstock. And I ink blended it, with, oh shoot, I have the colors written down somewhere. It's Calypso Coral, Petal Pink, and Melon Mambo, maybe Strawberry Slush. I'll have to look it up. I have the colors written down somewhere. But this one is just ink blended, literally like in a ombre type look. And then I haven't done anything with it yet, but I will. And then let me show you a couple other things I did with that die. Maybe. Did I use that one for something else? I did. Where is it? Where is that card? Okay, well, that card is MIA. All right, so I did this one. Oh, there it is. So I did this one, and this one I foiled a piece of, I think that's Berry Burst with gold. And then I just created a card with it. This is another die, which I haven't quite gotten to, but it is a bunch of words that you can foil and then die cut out. So Celebrate is one of them. I have a few more that I've done here. Thank You. I did gold on Perfectly Pine for these two. Happy Birthday, which is gold on white. Celebrate and Thank You. These were gold on Secret Sea. Get Well is gold on white. Birthday is gold on Secret Sea. And Celebrate, there's another one. Thinking of You. So this is like you foil it, then you die cut each individual word, and they are fantastic. But this is the classic greeting. So I just showed you all of those cut out. And then this one is the Luxe alphabet. So if you are a scrapbooker, this is one that you're going to want to have. So this is probably my number 3 favorite thing, is the Luxe alphabet. And I ended up cutting several sets of these, and I'm going to put them in like little containers, and they're so cool. So let me show you this one here. Oops, I have a little cup here that has some things in it. So let me pull that out. So this one here, I foiled gold onto Cherry Cobbler, which is red. And this is actually like my kids' high school colors. And I'm still working on like their scrapbooks, so I can use a lot of these, but I did the gold on the red, and it foils all in one sheet like this, and it's one of every letter. So if you have multiple letters that you need, yes, you're gonna have to foil more than one, which is kind of a stinker, but then you're gonna end up with like all of these different like letters and numbers. So let me show you how it turns out. So this is an N and an 8. So it turns out with just a little line of like the color in there. And you can see, I mean, it's super pretty. Okay, so I did the gold on the red, and it's easier to see like this. So let me show you the other colors that I did. I put them in a little baggie. And yes, I saved this. I'm not sure why, but I thought it looked really cool, so I saved it. I did silver on blue, so that's Fresno State Bulldog colors. Oops. Okay, silver on blue, and then I did white on gold. I did silver on red. I did pink on black, and I did gold on, I think that's Berry Burst. Okay, so I did a whole bunch of these, and I have all of the little letters in a different baggie. I didn't pull them over here, but I did the red and the gold before I left, and the other ones I did while I was out of town. So I have them in a little baggie. Okay, so I just have things in a cup. Foil. Let's talk foil. So I did mention that we have gold, silver, and pink. So I showed you the gold because we just foiled with it. This is the silver, okay, and 2 rolls in the box. So when you get your box, you might want to just label them kind of like I did, so you know. And it's easier to like find like, oh, which box does it go to? And then the light pink is this color. So there we go. Okay. Super, super cool. All right. So the foil is awesome. Right now we have 3 colors. Will we have more? Yes, we're getting more. When? I'm not sure. I will find out, I guess tomorrow. As a demonstrator, we get to see the September releases, the September catalog and the September online exclusives. So I will find out tomorrow if we're getting more in those releases or if they're maybe coming at a later date. I don't know yet. I'll find out. All right. So let me show you Sweetly Sentimental. So that's this one right here. This die right here. Like I said, I don't have this one yet. I'm not getting the stamp set because flowers. But I do want all of these little words. So when I was with my girlfriends, we made a whole bunch of cards. And so I had foiled a whole bunch. See, this is how I do things, little baggies. I had foiled a couple different colors and put the rest in my little baggies. So I foiled silver on white. So that one says, I'm so lucky to have you. And you can see the foiling. Like when I first foiled, I literally was like, why on earth would I ever heat emboss again? Why? I don't know that I ever will. This is silver on black. So I have a bunch of silver on black. Some of the sentiments are sending hugs. I'm so lucky to have you. Here's to another year. Then I did gold on white. So lucky to have you. Have a lovely day. Here's to another year. And then I also did gold on black. So I did gold on black, silver on black, gold on white, silver on white. So I have just a bunch of these to use. Have a lovely day. I didn't do any pink. There's happy birthday. There's a whole bunch of sentiments. And then they're different shapes of cuts too. Here's to a lifetime of happiness. Like so many different things. Okay. So now I can use these for a lot of different cards. All right. So that's that. Let me show you a couple of other cards I made. This one is Thinking of You, and I did gold on Perfectly Pine, and it matched up. This is the Violet Dreams Sweet paper collection, and then I did just a little gold strip here. These are little die cuts that come in the paper pack. It's so pretty. It features like this violet color, which is Highland Heather, Fresh Freesia, and then the green and the gold and the black. Actually, this is Secret Sea, not black. But what I did on this card is I foiled the bracket and Thinking of You at the same time. So I put the bracket on here and Thinking of You in the middle, and I put my gold on top of there, and then I foiled it, and then I used the bracket to cut it out. So it was super easy to do the sentiment and the bracket at the same time. So I love this one. Let's see. Okay, let's look at this one. This is with I have to go back to the name of it because I didn't buy this one. What did I do with that piece? Ooh. This one is called Botanical Glow. So that one up there in the top right. Botanical Glow. So I foiled the leaves in gold on white, and then I stamped it. So you can see how the stamp doesn't line up. Like it's not supposed to, it doesn't line up. It's totally off, and it looks really, really cool. So I stamped it in Golden Glow. This is a Golden Glow card base, Golden Glow ribbon, and then just a little hint. This is gold on Perfectly Pine. Okay, so again, these little words, you're going to see them kind of a little bit of everywhere on my cards because they were so easy to use. Okay. All right. Here are my butterfly cards. So this very first one, I foiled onto vellum. So I don't know if you can see that, but it is vellum. It's kind of see-through. The Stampin' Up! Vellum is thick. It is thicker than any other vellum I have ever used. There are 2 great things about that. The first great thing is that when you put adhesive on it, you can't see it. Even if I were to put adhesive all the way around the edge here, which I didn't, but I probably could have, and unless I pointed it out to you, you wouldn't be able to see it. The second great thing is that it foils so beautifully. So look at that. Like, I foiled the butterflies on with gold onto vellum, and then I used the masks to color them in. So let me show you the masks. They're right here. The masks are stencils, and this one has 4 masks, and it masks, so this is going to be number 1, and it's labeled number 1. I don't know if you can see that on there. And then it has a little notch at the top. So what I did was, when I put my vellum on my work surface, I put it down there, and then I put the masks on top. So I like lined it up like so. Okay. And I did, what color did I do with this? I think I did, the number 1 is usually my lightest color. Oh yeah, so I did the lightest color, which is going to be this like light blue. I forget what color it is. Pool Party maybe. So I did that one first. I did the lightest color first. Okay. And I'm just, when I set it down on my paper, I made a little notch with a pen. I was using a white like desk pad, not my glass mat, but a desk pad. And so I just kind of like drew the little notch in there so that when I pulled it off, then I pulled in number 2 and I lined that one up. Okay. And then with this one I did, I don't know what color, like we're going to say it was, Lost Lagoon or something like that. Okay. So then I did another color. So I did light to dark, so light, medium. And then this one here, I put it down and I lined it up. And this was my, I think it's Pretty Peacock that I used, which is that like darkest teal. Okay. So light to dark, and that's number 3. And then number 4 is the little bodies, but because they were gold foiled, I didn't need that. So I'm not really sure why they put this in there, to be honest. Unless you were just gonna like mask them and then die cut, which you could do, I guess. You could mask it, you could stencil the butterflies just on a piece of paper without foiling and die cut them out. So I guess that's why they did that. Okay, so those are the masks. So then I used my 3 colors. Isn't it so pretty? And I added it to, so this is Pretty Peacock cardstock. This right here is like a linen textured, what's it called? Like a linen textured cardstock in cream. We have it in a pack that has white and cream. And so I just kind of pulled that in there. And then I added some ribbon. And then there is one of my sentiments. I backed it's gold on white. And then I backed it on Pretty Peacock and just like hand trimmed it out, honestly. That's all I did there. Okay. So that was super pretty. And then this one, I did the exact same colorway, except I foiled silver onto white cardstock. So this is white cardstock. I use silver, and then these are literally the same 3 colors of masking. And so you can see that it looks totally different when I do it on cardstock versus vellum, and then foiling with silver versus gold just gives it like a totally different look, right? This one I used the Sweetly Sentiment, whatever that's called, silver on white, and then I backed it on to Lost Lagoon. I actually took twine and I colored it by running it onto my ink pad because I just needed a little something of color there. So I colored it myself by running it on my ink pad. I could have taken a marker and like colored the twine by coloring it with a marker as well. And then I did like a little double bow there. And then this background is a brand new embossing folder called Swirls of Magic, and it is sold with our Halloween set, but it is so good. It looks great with the butterflies. It looks great with Christmas stuff. It is like, it truly just gets lost in the Halloween collection because it's better than that. It's better than just being for Halloween. So I use that on the background. And of course, I don't own this one yet. It is on order. But I used, one of my girlfriends had it. So happy she had that. All right. So there's more. So I'm going to Hawaii soon. And so I've been working on a couple of Hawaiian pages. And so this is my layout. I used, this is called, I think it's called Velvet Meadow DSP. It is so, so pretty. And it actually, like the white parts on here are velvet, like flocked velvet. It's so pretty. I thought this paper would look really good with Hawaii pages. So let me show you what I did with the foiling and stamping and all the things that I did with it. Okay, so this is kind of an elevated layout for me. This is not like my typical. My typical would be just to like put it together and maybe add a couple little elements, but I thought I would really add some of the foiling so that you could see how good it looks with scrapbook pages. So first of all, I foiled a bunch of these brackets, which I already showed you that I have a couple of extra. So I have a couple of extra here that I didn't use. But this one, I foiled the bracket and I die cut it. No, I didn't die cut it quite yet. So I foiled it and then I went back with the leaves and placed the leaves where I wanted it to hit on this bracket and then foiled again. Okay, so this one is like for like a little date piece here. And then I did the same thing on this one over here. So I foiled it in on the gold on the berry, and then you can see the little leaves like just at the bottom here. I just needed a little touch. And then this is going to become a journaling piece right here. Okay, I foiled a bracket up here just as a little accent with my banner pieces to add there. And then, that's where I used it. Okay, so remember I told you don't throw this out, that you could glue it onto a piece of white cardstock like this. Okay, so that's what I did. I adhered it onto a piece of white cardstock, and then I used the bracket die and I cut it out. So this is the negative of the garden silhouette foil, and just like this. And then I cut it out with the bracket and I used it here. And then I used a little piece of it over here, just kind of popping out from behind the photo. Okay. And then, then I used the Botanical Glow stamp set right here in the Perfectly Pine, which is the green color that is in the DSP. So I did a little bit of stamping right there, and it's very, it does have that kind of like, didn't stamp all the way kind of look. It's a very kind of a faded looking leaf. And so I liked how that looked. So I stamped a little bit of it there and a little bit of it popping out behind my title. And then the title was the gold foiling on the alphabet on the berry. And then I just backed it with black. Added a few little dots and done. Okay, now I will say that I had to foil because I needed another A, right? Oh my gosh. So I foiled the whole alphabet, I cut it out, and then I was like, ugh, I need an A. And I was going to try to do Hawaii. But yeah, I would have needed an A and an I for that. So what I ended up doing, and I'll show you like just on the piece of paper here. So what I ended up doing was I put the die back on there and I just put a little piece of foil like right there over the A, and then another little scrap of cardstock right on top of it, so that all I really needed was that A. I mean, so I ended up getting like a little bit more, right? But all I really needed was the A, so that's all I ended up foiling to get that. I didn't end up foiling a whole second set, is what I'm trying to say. So that gave me my title, and this is my layout with the foiling. So if you're a scrapbooker, can you use these foils? 100%. Look how gorgeous that is. Like this is my, this is probably one of my favorite things that I created all week, and I did it all by myself. All right. So, I have showed you, I think, everything that comes in here. Yep. You can, get replacement things of the shim and the spacer if these ever like go bad. Now I will show you this. You can see it's green, and you can see that there's foiling, on the shim. It doesn't matter. Does that come off? Yeah. If I scrape it, it will probably, yeah. If I scratch at it, it'll probably come off. Does it really matter? No, it's not going to get on my project at all. How did that happen? So you have this die, right? And you put a piece of foil on there like so. And then you put a piece of cardstock that is, I had a piece of cardstock. Okay, so let me just put this one. You put a piece of cardstock on there that is not quite the same size, right? And so what's going to happen is if the cardstock is smaller and you have foil up here, the foil from here and here is going to go right on your mat. Does it matter? No. Is it ideal? Probably not. I have seen, and in fact, one of my girlfriends did this when we were there. She put the die down, she put her foil down, she put the shim, she put the spacer, she ran it through, she forgot the cardstock, so the whole foil went right onto the shim because she forgot to put the cardstock on there. So like I said, it's going to happen. You're going to make mistakes, but it's all good. Okay, there is, let me see, there's another page here. Oh, there's some gorgeousness here. I was inspired by, this is a layout that Stampin' Up created, so you can see part of the layout, but I was inspired by this because they did their title with the alphabet, and then they used the brackets and foiled some of them with like the leaf, and they might have done the garden silhouette on one of these, and they just cut a bunch of brackets out and added it to the layout. So that was my inspiration for the layout that I created. But you can see some gorgeous artwork here. And then the last page of this brochure that is also in the group just gives you like the whole sandwiching, like plug it in, build your foil, unplug and roll it, and then reveal. So it just kind of gives you some tips. All right. So if you have any questions about this whole system, please let me know. And then if you are local to me, and you are in the Fresno Clovis area and you're going to be around on Thursday evening, so that's 2 nights from now, I'm going to be doing this live demonstration here at my house. The event is up in the group. I would love for you to come. I'm sure you can see the gorgeousness of it on this video, but it is just so magical and spectacular when you see it in person. And so I invite you to come. If you cannot, if I'm going to see you shortly, like I'm having a retreat in like a week and a half, or 2 weeks, if I'm going to see you there, you'll get to see it when we're there. But I expect that this machine at some point will sell out because it is so fabulous. So I wouldn't hesitate. Like if it's something that's on your list, I would definitely like think very, very hard about it. So I'll just kind of show you what I have. So this is the classic greetings. Again, foil, die, flourish and frames. This is the stamp set, and I will be honest, I haven't used it yet. But I did use the frames quite a bit. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4 sizes of the brackets. And then you can foil the edging of all 4 sizes of the brackets. And then there's some other little bits and pieces that you can foil, like a little flourish around like the top and bottom, or like on the little scallopy side there. There's lots of different things you can do with that. This is like a little nameplate, and again, that can be foiled as well. And then this coordinates with it. Like some of these little stamped images can go in these brackets too, which is fun. The butterflies with the masks, which are somewhere in this pile. I love this one. This is definitely like really, really fun. Echoes of Detail. This is definitely a grunge look. We played with it a little bit. I didn't make anything with it when we were there, but a couple of the girls did. So I just need to create. We were all kind of doing our own thing, like creating, and then we were trying to copy each other, like all the artwork that we did. And it's not possible to do that, to create something on your own and then copy everyone else's, but we tried. And then of course the alphabet, and then the alphabet does have, like these, I don't even know how to say it. It's not foreign, other language symbols, letters for other languages. So like that's not applicable to us or to me. And then it has a set of numbers, which I cut in the gold and red, but I haven't used them yet. So this would be great for like, putting dates on your project and so forth. I've also seen some artwork where they're just putting like the numbers, like the outline of the numbers on a card, and for a birthday card, like just so cool. So lots of possibilities here. And then you can see, I'll show you the difference between the foiling die and the cutting die, because you can even see it on camera. So the foiling dies are a lot like lighter silver and they're matte. And then the dies, the cutting dies, have like that groove that, you know, if you ran your finger along it, it would have that like cutting groove. This is not. It's very flat and matte feeling, where this, you know, just feels different. They look different. They feel different. Once you see them in person, you'll be like, oh yeah, I get that. So it's not hard to tell them apart is kind of where I'm going with that. So that's that. So those are the ones that I have. And then I pulled out an embossing folder because I thought I would make a card with this as the background of the card, and then just cut a piece of this and kind of put it on there, just like this, with a little piece of this on there, and it would look really cool. So kind of like doing that. But that doesn't look cool because it needs to be flowers. So it would look like that. But anyway, running out of time, and I don't want this video to be like forever and a day. So thank you for joining me. I will go back through the comments and see if you had any questions. And of course, reach out to me if you ever have any questions, if you're playing with it and you just get stuck, you don't know what to do, you don't know what happened. I have heard of, you know, some issues with the machines where like one of our team members, she got her machine and she plugged it in and nothing happened. And so they ended up having to send her a brand new machine. Hopefully that's like an anomaly and that doesn't, you know, obviously that's not the norm. But she said she could tell it was definitely like a different plug. So, I mean, that happens, you know, stuff happens. But, you know, when you're excited about a new product, you want it to work right away. So anyhow, thanks again for joining me. And if you're in Fresno, I'd love to see you on Thursday. If not, hope to see you soon and we'll chat later.